Hey everyone, this is Laura Robinson from the Chattanooga Area Food Bank, and this is the December 2023 Garden Network video. Before we head outside, I just wanted to share with you a few things in the greenhouse. Last night it got down into the mid-20s, at least around here. So I wanted to show you this reference that I found online. It's called the Outdoor Killing Temperatures of Crops. And you could probably search this up for each individual crop, but if you have multiple things growing outside and you're kind of wondering what needs to be covered, so, like here I don't have enough row cover to cover every single bed, so if it's going to be pretty chilly out, I tend to look at this, and I've referenced it quite a few times. So you can see it kind of goes through with like the different temperatures. So like last night, it got down to maybe 25, and so you can see like at 25 degrees, these are some of the things that should be kind of killed back at that temperature, which we can go outside and see. The Asian greens, I think, are one of the things I have outside. Not really the ones listed here. I have a winter choy, so we'll see what those look like. But anyways, I just wanted to share that with you, and obviously, the temperature just kind of dips down at night, but then we're kind of rebounding during the day and having warmer temperatures, so the crops might not be as affected as they would be if, say, it was 25 all day long. But just wanted you to know that there's that kind of reference out there. I also wanted to share with you, I'm starting or trying to root fig cuttings. I'm using various different methods, so just kind of trialing things to see what will work. Even if I only get like half of what I have here to root, it'll still be a pretty good amount. So if you are in need of a fig tree, or like a fig tree where you're growing food, let me know. I'd be happy to share with you if and when these actually get roots, so we'll kind of see what happens. One other thing I wanted to share, and I know a couple people have been to the greenhouse lately and I've shared this with them, but there's this plant that I was donated called the Leaf of Life plant. It's also called Miracle Plant, and it has lots of other names if you look it up online. But you can take one of these leaves and just set it down in the dirt, basically just lay it on top of the dirt, and then it will start producing baby plants. So you can see these two. What I'll do is I'll just pull this up, I'll kind of snip away the mother leaf and then pot these up separately. And I'd have to look it up to remember the exact details, but I know that the leaves in the cultures where people use this traditionally, I think they dry it and maybe grind it up and consume it that way, but they definitely consume the leaves, and it's supposed to be really healthy. So it's kind of an interesting thing if you want to try growing it. I'm keeping it indoors now. I don't know if it's something I'll move outside or not. I'm sure it'll be fine once it warms up. So anyway, just something I'm experimenting with. If you would like to experiment with it too, let me know. I'd be happy to share some. As you can see, look at how tall it is. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's like almost to the top of the greenhouse. So a very vigorous plant. Okay, I just wanted to show you some stuff outside, mostly just to kind of show you what's growing right now. And again, with all the kind of the chilly nights, I just wanted to show you like what I had covered, what survived, what still looks good, what's kind of dying back at this point. So let's head outside real quick. I have cilantro and dill here, and these have always grown. You can see actually these are looking a little wilty over here. I don't know if you can tell that in this video. But the cilantro, even last year when we had that really hard freeze, the cilantro died back but then grew back right away. So I think that's always a good thing to be growing in the winter. This is Mache, M-A-C-H-E. It is a really slow grower. I think it's been in here for multiple months. And you can see they're still fairly small plants. And you'd have to really plant a lot of them to get anything of substance off of them, but it is kind of an interesting thing to grow just because it has a really low killing temperature. Like it can survive up when it's 0 degrees outside. And the flavor is pretty mild, so you could just pick some and put it in with like different lettuce mixes. I still have some carrots growing out here pretty slowly from the fall. So those will just kind of stay put until they get a little bit bigger. And then out here, look at this. There's still calendula blooming. Isn't that crazy? There are various types of collards, and the collards always seem to do pretty well, even when they're not covered. I have collards here, and I have a bed of collards over here. And this must be the Alabama blue. And you can see it, like, with the drop in temperature, it really does look blue. It's kind of pretty. So the collards, I have various types of kale out here. I have some here. I have some in another bed. Those all look pretty good. I have various types of cabbage, which I have been harvesting off some of the big greens at the bottom throughout the season. But you can see, you know, the cabbages all look pretty good. This one seems to be the only one that's really forming much of a head right now. But the cabbages have all done pretty well this fall. Surprisingly, this Swiss chard usually is one of the first things that starts to look pretty bad with a drop in temperatures. And it was uncovered last night, I think by accident, but it actually looks decent. I have a bed of mustard, and this was one of the earliest fall plants that I got started, I want to say in August. So it's really kind of looking bad at this point. I'm just planning to get this all pulled up probably this week. So that gave us, what, August, September, October, November, probably like 4 pretty good months. The leeks and garlic, oh wait, maybe this is just leeks in various different stages. The leeks, I have 2 garlic beds. Those all, you know, even last year when we had that hard freeze, they all did really well. So that's, I think, a really good crop to have over the winter. This arugula is looking a little bit sad, but I think it might be because it was just harvested yesterday. I have a number of herbs over here, which most are doing well. The one thing that I really love this year is red sorrel. It's really tart, but it would be good, like, if you're looking for any kind of lemony flavor in, like, a soup or something, or even added, I guess, raw. It would be really nice, but I just love the look of it. I think it's a really cool plant. Let's see what else. I do have I have some really pretty red lettuce in here. Let's see how that looks. It's looking a little wilty and sad after the cold temperatures last night, so I'd be interested to see if that bounces back. But yeah, the lettuce was definitely affected from those cold temperatures. Let's see. Oh, I have some purple broccoli over here. I have very few, before I go there, very few spinach plants. I've had a really hard time getting spinach to germinate. I think I've tried replanting them about 10 times. And there's like one plant there, one little guy there. So a little bit annoyed with the spinach situation. And then this is, let me see if I can get out of the light, but this is purple broccoli. After you cut off the main head, you can then still harvest the little shoots on the side. And as you can see, it did pretty well in the cold temperatures last night. And I think I've read somewhere that purple broccoli is supposed to be more cold hardy than just traditional green broccoli. So it's definitely something that I like. I grew it last year. Most of it died back in that really hard freeze that we had. So I'm hoping this makes it through this winter and I can just keep harvesting off these side shoots. And that, I'll show you the Asian greens actually in just a minute. I am growing a couple kohlrabi over here. And if you aren't familiar with kohlrabi, it's a cole crop, so related to, you know, broccoli and kale and collards and everything. But it's just harvested for that little, I think it's a swollen stem that is sitting above the soil level. And also the greens are edible. So it's kind of a fun crop to grow. I've had a squirrel problem this year, and so I have basically only 2 kohlrabi because he was nibbling on the greens of the other ones I had in this bed. So yeah, so that's why I just have 2 of them there. And this is a red giant mustard, which is really pretty. Its flavor, I think, is fairly similar to any other mustard, but I would grow it just because it's pretty to look at. I have a couple of figs growing here. I don't know, I should have actually probably had them covered last night, but that just dawned on me right now. So we'll see if these make it through. I'm actually learning a lot more about figs just as I was doing those cuttings. And it's actually recommended that if you have a little fig cutting like this, you keep it in a smaller pot and then you gradually increase it as the plant gets bigger. But I did not do that, so might be a lesson learned. We'll see what happens with these 3. The Asian greens I did want to show you. So you can see this is winter choy, and that is supposed to do better in cold temps than traditional bok choy, and you can see that it looks pretty good. And then I have tatsoi and another Asian green, which I can never pronounce. It's I'll just show you to you. Chiji Masai, maybe, which I actually like a bit better than tatsoi. It's a little bit easier to harvest. I think that is about it. And actually, you can see there's still some alyssum growing too, which I'm so surprised this did not die back. Anyway, so I think that's about it. I hope your growing season is going well, and that you have a happy holiday and a good start to the new year. Along with this video, I'm sending my spring planting outline for what I'm planning to plant here in the spring. I feel like the spring here is a kind of a tricky season because it's so short. Usually we start planting things outside in early March. But then, you know, by mid-May, we're ready to plant summer crops. So everything that I'm planting is, you know, around 60 to 75 days, I think, days to maturity. So I just wanted to kind of share with you some of the varieties I'm using, the types of things I'm planning to plant, in case you find that helpful at all. So please reach out if there are any questions or you have anything to share. Oh, and one more thing. I am also going to send out a calendar of potential garden visits for next year, because I'd really love to just come and visit your gardens and share with everybody else the amazing things that you guys are doing too. And I'll just send out kind of a list, maybe March through November, of different gardens that I could potentially visit. So let me know your thoughts on that. Again, I hope you all have a good holiday season and a good start to the new year, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.